Nous allons faire un programme avec les jeunes qui sont avec moi. Nous avons David et puis Essa, ils auront le temps de se présenter. Mais notre programme sera en anglais parce que nos jeunes préfèrent, se sentent à l'aise parler anglais. Et puis je vais parfois aussi les poser certaines questions et puis nous allons discuter. C'est juste des moments de discussion, des moments de partage pour nous encourager. C'est autour de ce thème qui est en français dans le livre de Juges chapitre 6 où on dit « Lève-toi, voyant héros ». Et puis en anglais on dit « Come on, a mighty warrior ». So, nous allons parler de ça autour de ce thème. Si tu as un enfant, un jeune garçon, une jeune fille dans votre maison, encouragez-les de suivre ces programmes parce que c'est un programme très intéressant et très utile pour aider les jeunes gens, les jeunes filles, les jeunes garçons, mais aussi les parents à comprendre comment ils peuvent orienter les membres de leur famille, mais aussi comment ils peuvent faire face aux défis de la vie. Nous louons le Seigneur pour cette journée. Moi je suis le pasteur Hubert Kayonda, je suis pasteur à l'église Ephrata et puis je suis docteur, je travaille à l'université de York et puis je travaille pour le NHS. Donc, nous sommes une bénédiction, mais ici nous venons comme un programme d'Ephrata Church où nous, avec les lockdowns, on faisait les choses à la maison, mais maintenant c'est ouvert. Nous allons commencer nos cultes à Victoria Hall comme d'habitude, vendredi à partir de 18h et puis dimanche à partir de 14h30. Mais cela ne nous empêche pas de continuer à faire nos programmes live. Je voulais dire merci à JC et Venice TV qui nous a reçus aujourd'hui. C'est vraiment un honneur pour nous et nous louons le Seigneur pour ces moments. God bless you, brothers and sisters. So we're going to start now. I will start to ask my team here to introduce themselves. The lovely people, member of Ephrata Church. We start with this gentleman here, Dave.
Hi, my name is David. I'm a law student, currently studying LLB. I'm hoping to become a solicitor in the future. I'm also the cameraman at Ephrata Church. I do pictures and do a bit of video as well, and I'm hoping to branch out into the music sound. Hopefully I'll get there. If not, then I'll stick to the video. I'm going to pass over to my colleague who's also a singer.
Hallelujah, yes.
Hi, my name is Esther. I study business management at Birmingham City University, and I'm looking into starting my own business soon. So hopefully next time you guys see me, I can tell you guys about my new ventures. And currently at church, I sing in the choir and I also interpret for the pastor when he's preaching.
Fantastic. That's really good. I can see that a lot of things coming. If you got a question, you can call Venice TV, put your question. So when we're going through, the first things we're going to read in a scripture, because the title is Come on, Mighty Warrior. So we're going to read in Judges chapter 6 and we're going to read in Jeremiah chapter 1. So we're going to see there's two scriptures. Esther will start and Dave will carry on to look at these two scriptures. The summary is we're going to see how people respond to God calling. When God wants us to do things, how we respond to that. And that can help us to discuss as a young people, as a parent, what we should do in our everyday life. So be ready, and we're going to read in Judges chapter 6 and Jeremiah chapter 1.
So starting from Judges 6, verse 1, it says, The Israelites did evil in God's sight, so the Lord handed them over to the militants for 7 years. The militants were so cruel that the Israelites made hiding places for themselves in the mountains, caves, and strongholds. Whenever the Israelites planted their crops, the people of the east would attack Israel, camping in the land and destroying crops as far as Gaza. They left the Israelites with nothing to eat, taking all the sheep, goats, cattle, and donkeys. These enemies, coming with their livestock and tents, were so thick as they arrived on goats of camels too numerous to count, and they stayed until the land was stripped bare. So Israel was reduced to starvation. The Israelites cried to the Lord for help. When they cried out to the Lord because of the militants, the Lord sent a prophet to the Israelites. He said, This is what the Lord, the God of Israel says, I brought you up out of slavery in Egypt. I rescued you from the Egyptians and from all who oppressed you. I drove out your enemies and gave you their land. I told you, I am the Lord your God. You must not worship the gods of Amalekites in whose land you live now, but you have not listened to me. Then the angel of the Lord came and sat beneath the giant tree, which belonged to Joash of the king of Abrazah. Gideon, son of Joash, was driving wheat at the bottom of the winepress to hide the grains. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, Mighty hero, the Lord is with you. Sir, Gideon replied, if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? And where are all the miracles our ancestors told us about? Didn't they say, the Lord brought us out of Egypt, but now the Lord has abandoned us and handed us over to the Amalekites? Then the Lord turned to him and said, Go with the strength you have and rescue Israel from the Amalekites. I am sending you. But Lord, Gideon replied, how can I rescue Israel? My king is the weakest in the whole tribe, and I am the least in my entire family. The Lord said to him, I will be with you, and you will destroy the Amalekites as if you were fighting against one man. Gideon replied, if you are truly going to help me, show me a sign to prove that it is true. It is really the Lord speaking to me.
Praise God. Wow, fantastic. That's really good. And Dev, we got to read in Jeremiah chapter 1 from verse 4 to verse 8.
The word of the Lord came to me, saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Alas, sovereign young Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young. But the Lord said to me, Do not stay. I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to and say, whatever I command you, do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord.
Fantastic. That's really useful. So we're going to start with a few questions. Most of the time when God is asking us to do things, even maybe parent, it could be teachers asking us to do things, or you have to take a big decision, like you want to start to go to school and you have to do this kind of option. But you see, most of the time you got your perspective and you got God perspective. And when I'm looking at the scripture, I was shocked to see that if you look from verse 12, that's I'm talking to Judge 6, verse 12. Verse 12, can you read us again? You see, it shocked me to see, when we see verse 12 is God talking and verse 13 is Gideon responding to God.
Verse 12 it says, the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, Mighty hero, the Lord is with you. 13, Sir, Gideon replied, if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? And where are all the miracles our ancestors told us? Didn't they say the Lord brought us out of Egypt? But now the Lord has abandoned us and handed us over to the Amalekites. You
see, there is two reactions. We've got God saying, God from verse 12 is calling Gideon mighty warrior. And in my version it said, the Lord is with you, brave and mighty man. I don't know in your version what it
says, mighty hero, the Lord is with you.
So you see, that's the way God's calling Gideon. But look at the reaction of Gideon. Gideon responding Gideon said to him, if I may ask, sir, why has all this happened to us if the Lord is with us? So you see, there is two reactions. What's your attitude looking at this?
Well, I think this scripture is a good demonstration because it just shows how we all as human beings react when either God or someone has told us to do something. The first reaction is that obviously our insecurities take control and we say we can't do this or we don't have the right skills to do this. But I think what's important about this verse is it says, God says to Gideon, it says, I am with you. And obviously God is coming to Gideon and telling him, you can do this because I see you, I see all your skills, I see all your gifts. So obviously I'm telling you this because I know you are capable of doing this. But it's a good illustration of how us human beings react to everyday life and challenges when we face them.
And when I'm looking verse 14, then the Lord ordered him, go with all your great strength and rescue Israel from the Midianite. I myself am sending you. That's verse 14. That's God talking. Can you look at verse 15, how Gideon respond to that?
And then Gideon says, but Lord, Gideon replied, how can I rescue Israel? My king is the weakest in the whole tribe, and I am the least in my entire family.
Dave, do you got any reaction to that verse, to that attitude, or you got your own experience to share that, to talk a bit more about this?
Could you read your chapter with your verse again?
Yeah, so it's verse 15, it says, but Lord, how can I rescue Israel? My king is the weakest in the whole tribe, and I am the least in my entire family.
Wow. Myself, when I'm looking at that, I said, wow. So Gideon was looking at his family, his background, said, oh, my clan is the smallest. Yeah. What they said, the smallest they said the weakest
My background is
in the tribe of Manasseh. And he said, I'm
the least
member of the family. So when he was looking himself, said, no, I'm the youngest in the family. In my version, he said, I'm the youngest in the family, so I can't do these kind of things. That most time could happen to many people, that kind of reaction. Do you have that attitude, or do you, in your experience as a student, do you have that kind of feeling, or can you say something, or what you can say to someone who feeling that area, say, no, I can't do this because I'm black, or no, I'm poor, I'm from this kind of background, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Yeah, I just want to touch upon and say some things in life are just not impossible. It's just, we just have the wrong mindset. Sometimes we have a negative mindset, and when we're in the negative mindset, we will never see the positive out of it. So sometimes we need to just refrain from having a negative mindset, because sometimes when we ask God to show us ways, He will never put anything that's impossible for us to do. Just sometimes we don't see it, because sometimes we don't see the vision, but we need to trust in God, because God always has a plan and has a vision for us. We just need to just see beyond it. We need to have a positive mindset and know that if God is setting me, is allowing me to do something, I need to have faith within Him that I will be able to do this. Because sometimes when we're negative, we don't see it. So it's all about being positive. When you have a positive mindset, you can do it. Because sometimes it's like when I'm at university, sometimes I think this work is so hard. Sometimes I take time, I pray, I take time, and then I go back and I think, yes, I can do it. It's just I'm looking at it the wrong way. Yes. But when I reframe and I think, oh, maybe if I look at it from a different point of view, it is possible, because nothing is impossible. So we just need to change our mindset and be more positive.
Well, I love that we need to change our mindset to see things positively. So that's really, really good. But can you tell me a bit more why you decided to do law? It's what you're doing. You're going now to the third year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why law? Because I know that it's hard. There is a lot of reading, all kind of things.
Yeah, I've always wanted to study law, simply because I find it very challenging, and it's just took an interest in me, because a lot of people have always described me to be very controversial, and I just feel like
wow, yes, yeah,
and I feel like the law suits me perfectly, because the law is very controversial. Sometimes when we look at the law, or sometimes when we interpret the law, we think, oh, the law is very unfair, and I feel like I want to challenge the law, because sometimes we as human beings, we can change the law.
Yes.
We just need to know the law so we can change the law, because it just takes the knowledge for you to be able to change it. So it's always interested me from a young age that how things work, because from a young age I've known everything that we do is governed by a law.
Yes.
There's so many different sectors within the law. You think, wow, for me to have a phone, there's a law behind it. For me to come to work, there's a law behind it. There's a law initially, everything. So it opened my eyes and made me think,
wow,
it's a career that I want to step into, because like there's so many things that govern our day-to-day life we don't even think about. So it's some things that I don't agree with, I want to change. So that's just something that's one of the ways I was inspired to come into the law.
Wow, that's good. And what about you, Esther? You're going out to your third year doing business management. So what's your inspiration? You said that next time when I come here, I will be showing you my product because I want to start my business. So that's inspiring.
Yeah, I think it's very inspiring when you see black-owned businesses, especially
Yes.
like successful black-owned businesses. So obviously, I want to join the others and also say that, like me, Esther, come from Congo, but I also moved here. I went into the education system, but also I'm able to still build a business, build an empire. So I think that's what inspires me, because I know I can do something, I can change something, and that for me, obviously, people have different aspects and different sectors of paths, but for me, I think business and being my own boss and create and being a creator, I think that's what I enjoy. Yeah.
Fantastic. So now we're going to read in Jeremiah chapter 1, from verse 4 to 8. Wow, I love that.
The word of the Lord came to me, saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Alas, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young. But the Lord said to me, Do not say I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them. I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord.
Wow, here we see another challenge. God is calling Jeremiah to do something, to change nation, to bring something different. So, but Jeremiah is responding differently. God said to him, I've selected you before you were born. Yes, and you need to be prophet to nations. But Jeremiah said, I don't know how to speak. I'm too young. Do you think the age can be like a barrier for someone to move forward?
Absolutely. I think some people think you can only achieve certain goals at certain ages, but nothing is impossible in that. So until you actually try,
Yes.
you can't say I can't do this because of my age, or because of like the way I speak, or because of the outside appearance. It's just really important to always try, because you just never know. But I think age does like limit people from doing what they want to try, or trying new things. Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. And what advice can you give to young people? Because I've got a parent who told me there is some of their children who are quitting school. There is other children, they struggle to find their path. They are in high school, they struggle, or they are in college, they struggle to choose which way they should go. What's your advice?
My advice is just take some time out for yourself and just try to learn more about yourself, because the hardest thing in life is finding what you want to do in life and finding your passion. So it's always best to just take time out and just try to understand yourself as a person, because only you yourself will know who you really are. Nobody else can say this is not. You know what you are as a person. You know what you stand for. So sometimes it's best to just take some time out and just really think, where do you want to go in life? What do I want to achieve in life? What do I want to do in life? And when you take that time out, you start to learn more about yourself, because when you're in an environment where you're surrounded by people, you tend to just think what people say about you is who you are, when really who you are is defined within yourself. And you just need to find out when you're alone. And once you find that, then you can start building on your path. You just need to understand that life is a journey. Things don't happen straight away. So once you take that time out, you understand where you want to go. Everything else is a process. You need to build the foundations, and then from there you go on and on. Like the way I like to look at it is, when you plant a seed in the garden, it doesn't grow the next day.
Keep watering.
You keep watering. There's a process behind it. So once you found that passion, you've already planted that seed. You just got to go to the next step, and then just keep building from there.
Wow, so it's like the seed.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, fantastic. Esther, you got something to add there?
And to add to that, you just have to think about what naturally are you good at. So like your skills, because everyone has something they're naturally good at, where you don't have to try, it just comes naturally to you. So just take time, like you said, get to know yourself, because that's how you'll find out your natural skills, natural gifts, and then from that you could be like, oh, okay, maybe I like to talk, I could be a presenter, or I could do something in the presenting aspect, or I like to give people advice, I could be an advisor. What naturally comes to you, your natural skills and talents, that's
good. Yeah, it's like me. I like to speak to people, to talk to people. So when I'm talking to patients, they said, how do you manage this? I remember my manager saying, how do you deal with difficult patients? So I said, I don't know how I manage, but it's the grace of God. So you need to do something you love, you got passion, so you don't have to do too much, but you can do it
Yeah.
properly, and that's really good. And I've got a question concerning social media. How social media is changing people's life. Do you think it's positively, negatively? How social media can help people to move forward?
I think it's both. So
Yes.
if we talk about the positive first, the positive, a lot of people are now making money while just being on social media,
Yes.
and it helps build brands like businesses, because obviously social media is a platform where you can create exposure to businesses and or your platforms or whatever. So I think it's good in that aspect, and also because of technology you can communicate with people worldwide as well. So that's good. However, I think social media, have to be very careful to not indulge too much in social media, because it can get a bit too much, because there's a thin line where you can begin to compare yourself to the people and
Yeah.
people's other people's realities. I remember there's a quote, it says comparison is a thief of joy, and I think
Wow.
social media is such an easy platform where people go on and they compare themselves. So I think if you use it in the right way, it can be great, it can be fantastic for you personally, for your business, for your brand. However, if you indulge into it too much, I think it can be really dangerous for someone's mental health and all them kind of issues. So there's a balance. It's good, but it needs a balance.
balance.
It's never too much of anything is never good. So
Wow,
yeah.
okay. Oh, Dave, you got anything, yeah?
Yeah, like Esther was saying, too much of something can be very bad for you. But yeah, like she was saying, there is a balance in social media. From the positive side, you can make money from social media, but at the same time, people shouldn't be too engaged into social media, because sometimes what you see on social media isn't a true representation of
Everyday
people's
life.
lives.
Yes.
Because people on social media, people display what they want you to see, so we shouldn't be heavily invested
So
in
they
that.
try to do a makeup, they take a
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
picture, they put that on social media.
Yeah,
So when you
and-
look at that, I said, oh, I want to be like her.
Yeah.
Everyone shows the best part of themselves on social
Yeah.
media.
Social media, yeah.
Yeah, that's just social media nowadays. People just want you to see of what people want you to think.
What they want, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes social media you don't get the true representation. People like to live a lie on social media, so you just got to be very careful what you follow on social media.
Mhm.
And as someone who's learning, you want to become a lawyer. So there is any issue if you are on social media, but you see people sharing things maybe without consent of kind of thing. There is any issue around that. What advice can you give to young people listening to you now?
Yeah, you just got with social media. You just got to be very careful, because since I wanted to take my career path seriously, I've just tried to stay away from social media, because social media can.
Yes, yeah.
Because when you're young, you don't think about social media. You just think you're very naive and think, oh,
Yes.
I can post what I want, I can say what I want. But in the future, it can go against you, because people can look through your old tweets and stuff like that,
everything,
and they
Yes.
can use that against you. And there's Defamation Act, so you got to be very careful what you say about people online, because someone can take you to court over that. So you just got to be very careful. I'll give you an example. Look at Katie Hopkins. She's been
Right.
writing so much on social media.
Yeah.
Twitter have now banned her,
Banned
because
her.
people have had enough, because she just talks so much, so
Outrageous
negatively.
claims,
Yeah.
so many things, yeah.
Yeah, so we need to be careful with all that kind of things. Okay, why Jesus is the answer? Because when I'm looking at John 15 verse 5, John 15 verse 5, you can find that, you can read for us, John 15 verse 5. They said, Jesus said to us that you can't do nothing without me. So it's trying to push us. I want you to describe your experience with Jesus. Why Jesus is the answer to many questions, million questions young people are asking today. We've got a lot of people depressed, anxious, all kind of things. But why Jesus? If you find it, you can read it.
Yeah, so the verse says, verse 5, yes, I am the vine and you are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing.
Wow, what's your attitude to that? Why Jesus? What is your experience having Jesus in your life? I will start myself, because I remember when I was young in high school, and the lady was in high school with me, preach me about Jesus. She said to me, I know you go to church, but I believe that you need that proper relationship with Jesus. So you need to be born again. So I said, what you mean? Kind of, he said, yeah, you need to change. You need to give your life to Jesus. She was straight to me. But when I came to myself, like David said, you come to yourself, you look at yourself. I said, yeah, she's right. So I gave my life to Jesus, and since my life have changed. You got any experience about your relationship with Jesus? What Jesus is the answer?
Just start.
I would say the most helpful thing for me as being a Christian is when you do have Jesus in your life, you know that there is someone who always is with you, always has your back, and you don't. Me personally, I know that I don't always have to have the answers because Jesus, God has the answers, and He always has my best interest. So if I continue to trust in Him, everything will eventually work out. Even if it's not the way I planned, but I know it's going to be for the better, and I think that's good. And also, especially living in today's generation, today's world of social media and looking after your mental health, I think it's really good to know that it's like a friend. A friend that can never disappoint you. Like people, it's very easy to disappoint you in this life, and because we're all human beings, so that's inevitable, it's going to happen. But Jesus will always be your friend, your best friend. So I think that's what gives me comfort.
Wow.
Yeah, for me.
That's
anyway.
good. I love that.
Yeah. The way I look at it is Jesus is our saviour. He died on the cross for us to be accepted into heaven. So the way I see it is we need to build that relationship because He sacrificed His life for our salvation. So He will always be there. So whenever we're down or whenever we don't have anyone around, just know that Jesus is there, because Jesus will never leave our side. Whereas humans, they can be very fickle, they can change the mind, and be like, oh, you annoy me today, I'm not going to speak with you. Whereas when you close your eyes, you put your hands together, or however you pray, Jesus is there. You just need to have that communication with Him. And like Esther was saying, mentally, it can be very relieving because you've got someone to speak to. Because a lot of people that do suffer from mental illnesses, sometimes they do struggle to find someone to speak with. But sometimes when you speak with God, it's very consoling. It's just very relaxed, and you just feel like you've got someone to talk to.
I like that. So Jesus died on the cross for you and me. So when we get that personal relationship, He can help us to go to heaven. Jesus can help us in our everyday life because He's our best friend, where we can go to, like in Matthew 11:28, He said, "Come to me, all of you are tired, all of you are worried. I can give you rest." So if we got someone we can go to and it can support us, can give us strength, I think that can make a massive difference. Because in my research as a researcher, and I noticed that people who are connected to God, they are happier compared to those who do not love God, who are not connected to God, because they got that personal relationship with God, and they know when they're struggling, because we got the same challenges, but when they're struggling, they can see that different. They can say, God is there, I can go and I can seek help and kind of things. And they got that social connections as well. They got people around them, so they can go to church and kind of things. That give them strength as well, because it's a peaceful environment. But how did you cope with the lockdown? Because people were alone at home kind of things.
For me, the lockdown was a blessing in disguise for me personally, because it allowed
blessing. Yeah, come on.
Because it allowed me to get closer and closer, because seeing as we had the time, even though I was studying for my exams, I still made time to do Bible study, learn more about our Creator and learn more about our Saviour. So I feel like with this pandemic, it depends what type of person you are. Me personally, I allowed it to. I took that time to grow closer to God, because if the pandemic didn't happen, I probably wouldn't be as close, simply because with life we have so many commitments. We're always busy doing this and that, and sometimes we don't always give time to God. And we need to understand that God is a very jealous He's a very jealous God. So we need to understand we need to give Him a lot of time and attention. So this lockdown has allowed me to blossom as a person, because I've learned more and more about my religion and my faith, and I've allowed myself to grow and become a better person. So I feel like that's why I say, been a blessing in disguise because I've been able
That's
to
good.
grow.
Wow, I love that. Yes, so it was a blessing time for you to have that personal relationship with God, to be connected and to learn more about God. Do you got anything else about your own experience?
Yeah, I feel like it was good for everyone because it put a pause on the world. So I
Yes.
think everyone needed it because everyone was so busy.
Yeah.
Whereas now everyone was forced to actually just be still and just learn so much new things about themselves, learn new skills, learn about God again, learn anything. So I think it was beneficial in that sense. So yeah, I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, that was very useful. I remember we've been doing the live on Wednesday, Fridays,
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, so to preach and to reach other people, to give comfort to people. And I was doing a law program as well to talk about COVID, or explain how people have fear can destroy, can reduce our immune system, all kind of things. I had a lot of things during this COVID. But when we're looking at the impact COVID had on economy and kind of things, do we see any opportunities after this lockdown? Because now people are coming more and more, they got the opportunity to go out. Do you see any opportunities, especially you as a business? Or did you see any opportunity during the lockdown?
I would say during lockdown, businesses such as obviously supermarkets and online businesses like Amazon, they made a lot of money during lockdown.
Yes, yeah, I remember
There's
that.
so many deliveries, everyone
Yes.
was delivering from home,
Yeah.
especially like gym equipment. Everyone was so quick to order from them. So Amazon and businesses like that, eBay and all them, they made a lot of money. And I think going out of lockdown, I think everyone, obviously, because they're more focused on being more healthy and being more aware. So I think like sanitization products, like masks and stuff,
Yeah.
they're going to be very popular. So I think that's where the money is going to be made in the next, continue to be made in the next few months.
So we need to see opportunities
Yes.
behind any kind of things. As a lawyer, as a student doing law, what do you got to, what's your idea around that? Yeah?
Yeah, I just want to say, just a general view, there's always opportunities in life. Sometimes we just need to open our eyes a little bit more. Because I'll give you an example. It's like the recession. When the recession happened a couple of years back, a lot of people seen Aldi and Lidl to be inferior shops.
Yeah.
But since the recession, they've massively thrived because people no longer see them as inferior because
Yes.
seen as the inflation, the cost of living is far more greater than wages. People see that as more of inferior shops. So a lot of people shop there a lot more, and Aldi and Lidl start to open a lot more shops. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
going back to my point, there's always opportunities if you open your eyes. So even like Esther was saying, during this pandemic, a lot of money has gone into sanitization. The Amazon owner, he's made a lot of money because people have been staying inside, so they've had to shop online. He's seen that opportunity, took it. So that's what we need to do. You know, there's so many opportunities in life. Sometimes we just don't see it, but we need to open
Yes.
our eyes a little bit and need to see what can I do to take advantage of the situation. We need to just change our mindset a little bit and just see how can I take advantage of the situation, because there's always opportunities. People looking for ways. You just got to be able to adapt, because not everything will be in your favor, but you got to be able to adapt.
That's true, yeah. So, but if you're a parent, you're a young person, so be open, like they said, open your eyes. There is a lot of opportunities around you. You need to find that and catch, and to do. You can do more. You can become successful even during this time. So you need to be positive, and that can be really, really very useful, because there is a lot of people spending more time complaining, looking at the news kind of things, instead of looking the way you explain. So I can see that you see things differently. You see there is opportunities there. Open your eyes so you can see something. It's like you go in a village where people don't got water, and instead of complaining, oh, there is no water here, kind of thing. But when you arrive, say, wow, this opportunity, so I can start to sell water here, or I can start to produce water here. So there is always something, and you can see things different. So as a Christian who's born again, you need to see that there is opportunities. God is always there. He will be supporting us, and we can always get there. We can always be successful. So that's really, really positive, the way I see things, and to see the way you're coming with new ideas. Now I'm talking about activities we do at the Ephrata Church. We got a lot of activities we do at the Ephrata Church. We got the children dancing group. We got the youth group as well. And in the group, especially youth group, usually we do Festival of Life, we do German exchange. So can you tell me why young people need to do something for others? Why young people have to go to the care home? We go to the care home to sing with old people. Now we know there is a pause with the COVID-19, but we've been doing that. Why you are doing that? Why you need to be involved?
I think it's important to be involved in your community because if you want true happiness doesn't come from doing things for yourself, but actually doing things from other people.
Wow.
So that's how you actually will be truly happy. So when we go to visit the elderly, the care homes or the hospitals, and we take time to just for an hour to just talk to them or sing to them, especially because they're going through isolation and loneliness.
Yes.
So obviously, just for an hour we might not think of the massive impact we have, but it's actually a great impact that we have in their lives. And they constantly are looking forward to that every single month because they know that we're coming. So I think that's really important. That's why I was trying to go. And I think as young people obviously in our church, I think I always try to get involved in whatever I can do because you feel more enjoyment and more closer to people you are around when you are involved and when you're actively willing to try new things and do things and experiment with new people. So yeah, I think it's really important. It's fun as well, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed going to the care home.
Yeah.
And another thing that I want to touch upon is we need to be able to show love to everybody because so many people are trapped in care homes. They don't get to see their family, and for us to just go there and just give them like 1 hour singing, we tend to bring out a lot of joy because love comes in all different kinds of formats. So us going there and just singing to them or just engaging with them, it brings a lot of happiness to them, and if we can show that happiness to them, we tend to get a bit of joyful from there, so everybody's all happy. So I just feel like us giving back to the community, we're doing good for them, and we're also doing good for ourselves because we're bettering ourselves, and we're no longer just taking a personal interest, we're taking an interest to help others and not to gain something. So we need to keep showing the love because Jesus always shown the love for us, so we need to be able to repay him and show the love to others as well, because that's how we strive in as a believer. We need to be able to show love. If we can't show love, then we can't proclaim and say we love Jesus because Jesus loved us, because that's why
that's true. Yes, yeah. And you know the scripture in Matthew 25 verse 35 to 36, they said, I was hungry and you fed me, thirsty and you gave me a drink, I was a stranger and you received me in your homes, naked and you clothed me, I was sick and you took care of me, in prison and you visited me. So you are obeying what God is asking us. Actually is really good and very helpful, and it helps you actually to improve your well-being because when you're giving, you are receiving more. So it's really positive. I'm so pleased to see that young people, they love that. If you go, young people, you said bored at home, got nothing to do, join us at the Ephrata Church. We have always something you can do, and I know that God will be using you and you'll be a blessing for other people. And the German exchange as well. So German students, they come to our church every year. So they come to do the placement for 10 days to learn about England, to learn about English culture, to learn about, and when they spend time with us, so that is a very good experience. And Esther, you went to Germany last year. Can you tell us a bit more about your experience going to Germany, meeting people, then sharing something?
Yes, because normally they come to us and obviously we show about the British culture, but I had the opportunity to go last year to Germany. It was actually really fun and fascinating because we got to learn a few more words in their languages. We got to experience their culture with them, not just talk about it, but actually experience it with them. We got to try their food. We got to speak to them. It was really fun and it was really insightful. So it was really helpful. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed that. Even the concert we did at school, I enjoyed that. Was really very positive. And what's important to see that when they come, even they are not connected to God, but we give them the opportunity to know more about Jesus. Remember that lady, Berenike, when she came? Yes, she enjoyed the time and she went back, she spoke to the priest, said that I want the pastor to come to preach here in our church. So I went to Germany to preach in that big church, Roman Catholic church. So it was amazing to see that connection, to see how God can push using other people to know more about Jesus and how we can be a blessing for other people. So it's important. Jesus is our focus. So we preach people Jesus, but like David said, we don't just preach, but we need to do things. We need to be connected with people. So you are at home, you're looking for a nice place to go where you can meet young people, you can share the love of God. You come at Ephrata Church. We're at Victoria Hall in Bolton. Victoria Hall is a big building. It's a Methodist building, so we are based there. We meet every Friday at 6 o'clock, like tomorrow at 6 o'clock we will be there, and every Sunday 2:30. For Friday we got Bible study and intercession, but Sunday we go worship, so we have time to be involved in activities. You can join our band, like Esther was is involved in singing. David is do the recordings, filming, so you can join any activities. We are open. We want young people to be involved. We want young people to share what is, because God put talent, God put gift in you. You can't keep it. If you keep it, it will die. You need to use it so you can make a difference in people's lives. So it's important for us to move forward, because God can make a massive difference in our life. So you are welcome to come to our service. You are welcome to meet people. If you need us, you can go to our website. If you can't come, you can go to our website. It's ephratabolton.org. ephratabolton.org. So you go there, you can get more videos. You can see our preaching, all the preaching we've been giving during lockdown. We put that in the website, so you can get that and you can ask questions. You can go to our email, so ask questions. You can go in our Instagram, and you can go to Facebook Live, Ephrata Church Bolton. So you are welcome. And if you got any children struggling, please do not die in silence. Be open. We know young people. We got today 2 people who came here to share their own experience, to show why Jesus, to show why we need to be confident, why we need to see things differently. So it's important. You can send your children, or you can come and meet other young people. Myself, I'm a doctor. I work with patients, NHS patients, so and at the university, at the research as well. So I'm available. Please, you got anxiety, you got depression, you got all kinds of issues. Maybe you struggle to choose where you want to go. David gave us advice, us as well. So it's important for you to join a strong team. We are open, and God will bless you. Do you got any other things, last things before we finish our program?
Yes, so like you said, you're very much welcome. Even you want to just message us, or you actually want to come to a church, anything, we have open arms, and we're obviously ready to help. And obviously us being young people, we see it, we're Christian, but also we're young people, so we can emphasize, we can understand where you guys are coming from. But yes, so I hope you guys enjoy the program today.
David?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you're young and you have a talent, definitely come join, because we give plenty of opportunities. Because we have opportunity for a drummer, we have opportunity for someone to work in the media department, someone to work in the music. There's so many opportunities, people to stand up and do interpretation like us. There's so many opportunities for the young people, and personally, if I was you, I'd take that opportunity, because that will allow you to grow as a person, because you can turn around and say, oh look, I've got experience, or sometimes you might not have experience and you can develop and have some experience. So it's always good to come down, because we don't just preach the scriptures. We also give out opportunities and help our youth develop. And there's so many places that we go, because I remember a couple of years back we ended up going to France.
Yes.
We did Bible camp there.
Yes, in France. Yeah, I remember you going there. Yes.
Yeah, I remember going there.
Yes, that's good. Whole week in France.
Whole week. It was a good time, and then obviously it was a very humbling time as well.
Yes.
Not just going to the camp, we ended up going to
Calais,
the border,
Yes.
where we see people struggle in life, and it brings that sense of humility in your life, and you think, if I've got everything, they've got nothing, and they just want a little bit of what we've got. And I remember when we were just sitting around the fire, we just playing music, everybody was laughing, enjoying. We didn't think about the phone, we didn't think about anything else, we just enjoyed each other's company. And I feel like nowadays people seem to get lost within technology.
Yeah, we get to have that in our lives.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you come to the church, you feel a lot more connected, very open, very friendly, so definitely come along, and yeah.
God bless you. You mentioned about the camp. Yes, it was a wonderful time. And I remember we went to Atherton with children from 5 to 12. So we went to Atherton. So even small children, we went there for the first time. Most children went away from their parent, and they had time to sleep there, and they had a nice time to enjoy and to learn survival skills. So it was really good, and we had a good time to pray and to worship God. Jesus is the solution. Jesus is the answer. Like David said, he came, he died on the cross for you and me. He loved us, he loved you. So do not be depressed, do not be anxious. Just come to him as you are. He loves you and he got a plan for you, because he said, come to me and I will give you rest. He will give you eternal life. He will give you peace. He will help you to deal with everyday life. That's what Jesus is able to do. If you never gave your life to Jesus, today is the opportunity. You can give your life to Jesus. He's there. He will welcome you. He will save you. He can forgive you for all your sin, and you'll be a new person. So it's important for you to give your life to Jesus. You already decided, but now it's time for you to renew your engagement, to renew and to be more with God. Keep going. Keep going. Never ever give up. God call you, come on, mighty warrior. I believe in you. Like he said to Gideon, I believe in you. Through you, people will be saved. I believe that you, Gideon, you will save Israel facing difficulties. So God will use you so you can be a blessing, not only for yourself, but for your family, for the environment, for your school, for your university, for people around you, because you got the solution. The solution is in Jesus. So give your life to Jesus. He's ready to save you. So if you never decided to give your life to Jesus, now we're going to pray. You can open your heart. Jesus loves you. You can pray after me. Lord Jesus, thank you because you love me. You died on the cross for me. Forgive my sin. Thank you because you love me. I want to follow you all my life. Amen. Oh, that's good. And now Esther can say the last prayer so we can finish our program. Fantastic.
Okay, Lord, thank you for giving us all the opportunity to be here today. Thank you for good health and the grace and favor that you have renewed today yet again. We praise you, God, because you are a good Father, you are a good God, and your love and your mercy renews every single day. We also bless the people who have given us the opportunity to be here today and speak to everyone who has been listening. So may you continue to bless their lives. And I also pray for everyone's return home. And also I also pray for this program where you continue to strive and go into new ventures. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. God bless you.
Amen.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Que tu as fait à la croix, tu as pris mon fardeau, tu t'es donné un sacrifice pour que moi j'ai la vie, je trouve les chemins, la vérité. Non, 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 je ne peux plus porter seul mon fardeau. Non, 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 je ne peux plus être encore esclave du péché. Les souffrances de ma vie, à la croix je les amène. Les montagnes sur mon chemin, devant toi je les dépose. Abba, Abba, Papa, Abba, Abba, Papa, Abba, Abba, Papa. Abba, Papa, ne m'abandonnez pas, ne me délaissez pas, ne m'abandonnez pas, ne me délaissez pas, tu prends soin de pensées résonner. Comme un enfant, j'ai fait tout. Une fois devenu addict, je me suis défait de cela. À tous ceux qui l'ont reçu comme Seigneur et comme Sauveur, tu les as donné le pouvoir de devenir enfant de Dieu. Non, 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 je ne peux plus rentrer dans ma vie d'avant. Non, 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 je ne peux plus servir de maître à la fois. Mon combat de tous les jours, c'est de vivre dans ta crainte. Les erreurs de mon passé, que ton sang les efface. Abba, abba, papa. Abba, abba, papa. Abba, abba, papa. Abba, abba, papa. Ne m'abandonne pas, ne me délaisse pas. Ne m'abandonne pas, ne me délaisse pas. Tu prends soin de tes enfants, je choisis Jésus. Jésus, oh Jésus, Jésus est Jésus. Que ta foi me rend aveugle pour que je vive dans ta crainte. Chaque fois que je tombe par terre, c'est parce que je regarde partout. Je veux vivre comme Jésus. Je veux vivre comme mon Seigneur. Je veux être comme Jésus tous les jours de ma vie. Je veux vivre comme Jésus. Je veux vivre comme mon Seigneur. Je veux être comme Jésus tous les jours de ma vie. À celui qui est ferme dans ses sentiments,